Welcome back, everyone. We're about to get into game number 2 between Liquid versus Phoenix1. But that game 1, Team Liquid, they really came out swinging.
Yeah, they did. In P1, they looked like they still didn't have that synergy we've been talking about. Whereas on the other side, even though TL had a new member with Fabi, they immediately clicked. Of course, 3 of these guys played on TLA, but that didn't seem to, have any bumps with them because the other 2 hadn't. So TL, as a unit, the 3 guys I want to talk about are Dardoch, Lorlo, and Phoenix, because the bot lane was in charge of the engage, Fabi and Matt. And then these guys became full-on carries for the team, the melee rushers. We saw Dardoch keeping MASH completely out of the fight, and then Phoenix getting player of the game, well-deserved on that Azir, because him and Dardoch, they were just basically taking care of business.
Yeah, just so aggressive with that sort of push. Now, in answer, though, Phoenix1 are looking for some adaptation. They're going to change it up in this game, too. You heard it from Dash before the break, but Slushy is coming into the mid lane, replacing Pyrion for this.
Myrion,
yes. Myrion in the mid lane. Wait.
Yes. Something like that. Yeah, Pyrion is out, Slushy coming in. Of course, language barriers and one of those things. I mean, in the communication, you assume that it's a little bit better when Slushy is in there. And we'll see Charlie, you can see him sitting down with Sentinel right now, right beforehand. But, yeah, it's going to have to be that jungle mid-lane synergy, because Phoenix, he went off and bringing Slushy, and you hope that it's going to help you out.
Yeah, and that's something that we heard a little bit about from MASH. If it's sort of difficult playing with different support jungle combinations, you've got to imagine swapping an old mid laner into the AD carry role, swapping back and forth between mid laners. It just really makes it difficult to find that cohesion as a unit.
Yeah, it becomes incredibly difficult, but I mean, Cloud9 are doing it with supports right now, back and forth. Of course, Phoenix1, we talk about scrim time a lot, where they're just splitting scrim time. It's not equal. Maybe it's 90-10, maybe it's 80-20.
Yeah.
Right? So it's definitely a unideal world for them. And like Jat said, it kind of sucks for them. Right? But, another person I want to talk about on that squad is MASH in the AD carry role, because Jat was saying it as well. The guy had the highest CS per minute in the entire league in North America, and it was still like 8th in damage. He was 1-1-2 in that game on Lucian, but the thing is that short-range AD carry, his whole tank line is just rushing the enemies trying to get to their back line, and he's getting rushed down. So either he needs some protection to convert his lead, or he just needs to become a little more confident. But, I mean, I guess it's easier to say become more confident when there's an Olaf chasing you down.
Yeah.
So, because I'm on this side of the game.
Yeah, I'm sure in match he's probably got things going through his mind like, oh God, he hit me, and
oh God, I can't stop him.
Exactly.
Oh God, he hurts. Get him off of me. Team, I'm dead.
But like we said, MASH has been playing competitively for 5 years, and he's still looking for that win. So it really is
his first win.
Not his first win, but he's really looking for that sort of competitive streak to make a push for some sort of playoff.
Yeah, exactly. He's looking for a team that gels finally, that can allow him to kind of showcase himself and become a better player.
Yeah, well, we're going to head to the analyst desk while the players ready up. But as we go, let's hear from Lorlo on playing against his former teammate.
Me and Zach are actually pretty close, because he actually went to Korea with us as well. Like, we scrimmed together in Korea, because we were going to share time on TL, but we ended up sticking with one top laner. But yeah, during that time in Korea, the whole month we bonded and talked about matchups and just learned from each other. So it was pretty good. Yeah, I respect him, but I still think I'm a bit better.
Just a bit better.
Yeah, just a little bit. All right, I like it. Humble, coming out of Lorlo. And let's start by talking about him, since we have some time to break down the matchup and kind of his evolution as a player. We've touched on it a bit this split, but previously we knew him as a Nautilus main in the top lane, from spring split performances.
Yep.
Here, though, in the summer, he's had the opportunity to play some of those more carrier-oriented top laners in Aurelia and Trundle, and that's where we've really seen him shine, as well as the entire Team Liquid team in their win so far this split.
Yeah, and it'll be really interesting to see how it progresses, depending on how long we see Piglet out of the lineup and what type of team this makes Team Liquid, because Lorlo has been a player who's kind of been constantly in development, and when TL picked him up, they said they wanted him to be able to grow. Huge origin story, Quas falls out, right? Lorlo comes in, and then he actually looks bad for a while. But as you said, when he's been playing on champions that have the capability to kind of take over the game, he's been playing pretty well. Dardoch and Lorlo have incredibly good synergy.
Right.
And if Piglet's not in there, maybe it works more.
Well, and that's the thing, because when Piglet is on the team, you so much think about Team Liquid as the supporting cast to Piglet, and how is he going to carry the game? He's always the consistent high performer on the team. Let's have everyone else support him. You've got your kind of expected damage out of Phoenix in the mid lane, but safe play, and then you've got your tank initiator and damage absorber in Lorlo. Well, the landscape of this team is very much changing, and with Fabi coming in, that's, I guess, where my question lies, is how does he assimilate into this team? Is it now that more often we're going to see a carry top lane focused team with Fabi playing the likes of Ashe and the utilitarian ADCs to support him?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some teams trend towards the more utility-focused ADCs. We've also seen a lot of Lucian from teams like TSM.
Right.
Just so the viewers know, it's because Phoenix1 is making the substitution. They're granted a little bit of extra time to sub out, so we get to theorycraft about Team Liquid's team and also, like, what is Phoenix1 even going to do? Because we were really unhappy with their draft last game.
All right, well, as you let everybody know that the pause was due to the fact that Slushie needed some time to get ready, it turns out that the players may be ready as we speak. So we're going to throw it back over to the cast, and we'll find out what Phoenix1 does want to do in Champ Select.
I can't wait.
Here you go.
Thanks, guys, and welcome back. And yeah, we are going to have that Champion Select ready. And so I'll kick the question to you. Jat brought it up. What can Phoenix1 do? Now they've got Slushie in the mid lane. How can they possibly adapt this into a game 2?
Well, hopefully Slushie doesn't build the Fiends. I mean, it's kind of support. Supporting. He can play Karma. He can play Ziggs. He brings a lot of different things to the table. Really interested if he picks LeBlanc. And he's going to be blue side, so he has to blind pick whatever it is. But let's get in the game.
Yeah, we are getting into Champion Select. We'll see how Slushie is going to do. Maybe we could see that Orianna made famous with Teammate last year.
That's true. Orianna's been pretty out of it, though.
Yeah.
Like, we have not seen her around at all.
Yeah, now the first two bans go out right quick. It's Rek'Sai and Olaf. Double jungle focus from Phoenix1.
Protect the Mash. Get rid of all the diving champions that Nardoc can play.
Sivir, meanwhile, is going to be banned away from Mash. That was something we heard maybe actually talked about last game, was allow them to get a hard engage with something like Sivir or a Malphite. So that's taken away. Zyra banned away from Gate, another disengage option removed from Phoenix1. So we might see Team Liquid go for an aggressive style Dardoch once again, as Rise is the next ban for Phoenix1.
Yep. And now we're seeing Vladimir, which is probably the last ban. If it's not the last ban, then it's probably first pick.
Well, I mean, we saw it get down multiple drafts before. Jace is going
Look at
to
Gate.
be it.
Look at Gate.
Yeah. He's chuckling. The Gates.
the
Jace.
Yeah. So he was a Twisted Fate and Jace main.
Uh-huh.
Both of them have gates, right? Destiny Gate and then Acceleration Gate.
Yeah.
Which is his name. That's the joke. No, but also that's the shout out there. They're basically throwing away a ban at that point. Basically saying, yeah, you know what? Let's not ban anything here. Let's leave more up.
Yeah, a bit of a challenge out of Team Liquid, and Phoenix1, well, they got Vladimir for that first pick. Very strong pick.
Yeah, that could be for Slushie. Slushie coming in, if he gets the Vladimir, we'll see what he's able to do up against Phoenix. But I know Phoenix knows how to play both Azir and Anivia, which are both champions that do fairly well into Vladimir, especially in team fights. That's the weakness there that the people are picking him for, is because it's so good at walling him off and stopping him from getting in. But in the laning phase, Vladimir is just dominant, like always.
Yeah. It might be one of those, like, focused, hey, I'm going to take Vlad so that you should take Anivia. That way you can't hard engage me. It's mind gaming, thinking a step ahead. Phoenix1 knew that they were going to get the Vladimir. They were expecting the Jace ban. No one expects the Jace ban.
No,
but Phoenix1
nobody. And here goes Lorlo, basically hovering all the champions that he's mained in the past. The Fiora, the Riven, and it's going to be neither.
Yeah, returns back to that Trundle that he's seen so much success on so far.
Undefeated right now.
Undefeated. This is going to be his third game on Trundle.
Undefeated this split.
Yeah, well, yes. But Braum is going to be the pickup for Matt, and instantly Karma locked in again for Phoenix1 and Kindred as well.
Yeah, I actually really like this. Kindred and Karma synergize with the Vladimir beautifully. Karma enables the Vladimir to get to the back line, give him the speed up, and the Kindred, if you give Vladimir the pool, the Zanyas, then you give him an ultimate, the Lamb's Respite, he can heal a lot, save his transfusion with the Crimson Rush until it's about to come off. Use the Q, it will actually restore a lot of missing HP. He'll pop back up to like 1,200, and he'll probably have pool up by that time again. So if Slushy's able to get a combo off like that, he becomes incredibly hard to kill.
We'll see where that Karma and Vlad end up going, if it's going to be, again, Slushy taking Karma in the mid lane or anywhere else. As Team Liquid, Phoenix looking back at that Azir. I could see the bird correlation here. And looks like it is, in fact, going to be Elise locked in for Dardoch, and Fabi is going to be taking the carry Lucian this time. No utility for him.
What is that?
It looks like a chipmunk.
It does. It's that. I don't know what that is. Could be a voodoo doll as well. We don't know. But still, good luck charm there on stage for MASH. He's going to need it this game.
Yeah, now it's Phoenix1 looking for their final 2 picks. They still need an AD carry in either mid or support to answer Team Liquid, as Team Liquid look to get the counter pick with Phoenix for that final one. But yeah, Jhin is locked in for MASH. So once again, very demanding champion. We'll see if he can convert some damage this time, as Shen is the final lock-in for Phoenix1.
Yeah, once again, Zig is going to play Shen into Lorlo on that Trundle. And so we're seeing the final pick come out there. Of course, Azir.
Yeah.
Azir, like always. So there's actually a lot of great things here for both teams. You have the Vladimir for P1. You have a composition that enables him. You have Engage from your bot lane in 2 different forms. You have Protection, and you also have a way to disengage and engage. So they're really good here. Wave Clear is the only mildly questionable thing, especially compared to Azir, right? Because this team on TL has a lot of pick potential. They have good team fighting. Their hard engage is the only question, because you have to put your body at risk with it. But also, Elise into Kindred, really good matchup. You kind of force the Kindred not to go for the fervor of battle. You force him to go for the strength of ages, because he wants that tenacity mastery.
Yeah.
And you also want to have more HP, so that you can eat the cocoon and be able to ulti afterwards instead of be dead.
The hard reset for Sentinel. We'll see if he can go for that aggressive Kindred in this match, as everyone is getting ready. Coaches shake hands. It's time for you, though, to update your votes on Twitter. Use hashtag P1win or hashtag TLwin. We're tracking the count all series long, so make sure you get your vote in as everyone's getting ready. Looks like Phoenix1 going for that decisive style fight composition once again, and Team Liquid look ready to answer it.
Yeah. And if P1, they don't give up first blood in the level 1, they can start the game off on a much better foot. I actually like their composition a lot more. There's a little more synergy in it. Build is the next question moving forward for P1. Last game, MASH went with an old school Lucian build.
Classic team fight.
There's a new hotness Jhin build out there.
There is.
I want to see it.
We'll see if it is the magical Yomu's Lucian for MASH.
Yeah. Definitely not Lucian Jhin skin.
Yeah, I don't think Phoenix1 have 4 Drakes right now. That would be a heck of a way.
Well,
to
we
start
gave
off
them
the
a
game.
large advantage at the start of the no. See, Jat was talking about they need some magic.
Well, by the magic of Summoner's
Bibbidi
Rift.
bobbidi boo.
Yes, the princess at the ball, Phoenix1.
Oh, Pumpkin One's gonna have to try to.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Everything is solved.
Got it all
Reset.
cleared out. Sentinel is gonna trade out just a bit. As you can see, no Infernal Drake doing any damage to Dardoch this time, and no level 1 invade out of Team Liquid.
Get it?
Missed it by that much.
It's actually very difficult to get that.
Yeah.
You have to be right on top of it, and already in spider form. He had to swap it, is what it looked like. Or wasn't close enough to him. We kind of swapped to him right there. But yeah, the W does auto-attack these.
Yeah, looks like we're seeing a lane swap once again initiated by Team Liquid. Fabi and Matt head towards that top side.
I think they're just more confident in it, but also you don't really want to go up against the Karma as the Braum. Even if you Q him, the speed up gets him away. And it's kind of hard to stick to him.
Sort of creates an interesting dynamic, because now Phoenix1 are going for an aggressive invade. They're going to see if they can find Team Liquid clearing out the Direwolf.
Yeah, and it's with a Mantra Q. If he can get any of these wolves, yeah.
Oh,
got one.
Gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Zig, though, a little bit slow, takes some punishment from Matt on the opposite side, but Fabi went straight to lane. He's already started farming it up, so he's going to get a little bit of bonus experience comparatively.
Yeah, you usually don't have your AD carry invade with you. The Karma can kind of handle that situation on her own. especially since she has a slow, and you would be up against an Elise and a Trundle, and I don't think they really have ways to catch the Karma.
Yeah. A little bit of greed out of Phoenix1. As the fast turret shove begins, Lurlo catches up. Zig, though, is double jungling for just a few more camps.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be getting anywhere near as much experience when he eventually catches up in a solo lane environment. Slushi healing up on that Vlad.
Yep.
There's the Crimson Rush.
Yeah, speaking about the junglers, it looked like it was fervent battle for Sentinel. It's the carry style. Up against most Elises, though, you typically want to go for the Strength of Ages. He may get a QSS at some point. We'll see what he ends up going for, but I definitely think that it's a much more aggressive one. He tried to kill her, try to dodge her cocoon. That's the optimal situation. And going back down to the 80 carries, just to like cover my bases here, that Jhin build, I hope he goes for it. It's the Youmuu's Ghostblade, sometimes Duskblade.
Well, it also might be something that fits Mash's style just a little bit better because he will have to do more damage with the Youmuu's active because that's where he's going to get the majority of his kick in team fights.
He'll also have a lot of movement speed. He'll run around very quickly.
Yeah.
He can dip in. And also, one of the best things about Jhin is even if you lose the trade or you go even, you back up, you curtain call, and then you win the trade by being a screen away from the person. That's why, as Jhin, you usually want to have mild all-ins on people. I guess 3/4 in? I don't know exactly what you'd call it.
3/4 in?
Yeah, 3/4. And then you back up, and then you use the curtain call and just try to get a kill that way.
It's more of a mostly in.
Yeah. I'm mostly in, you know.
Yeah.
It's a double down on my aggression.
All right, so the solo turret experience did go to Gold's solo turret gold did go to Zig. The Lurlo is staying on this top side. Zig was forced to complete his recall as the duo now heads toward the bottom side for Phoenix1, Mash, and Gate looking to match up with Fabi and Matt. But that does mean that Zig, he's going to have to walk up towards level up Lurlo. I'm sure he's going to get level 4 by the time he finally catches up, and Mash is forced to flash.
Ooh. Yeah, he was going to get a shield there from Gate. I'm not sure if it would have been right on time. But yeah, it's a level 3 bottom lane here for TL. And touching on Fabi a little bit more, he was brought in, for TLA, and if it wasn't for Piglet being on the main squad and being, a ex-world champion or former world champion, I guess he's always world champion, so he's former world champion.
Yes.
He honestly probably would have been starting because Fabi is proven to be a fantastic player, and they set up this dive, and here they go.
Yeah, Mash with no flash is the first target. First blood for Dardoch. He's taking the turret as he looks to burn down Gate, chases it down, and Lurlo is the one who gets the kill. Zig is going to be the next target. Team Liquid flawlessly dive and get 3.
And disaster strikes for P1. Zig shows up. Zig, oh man, he's running around. He taunts, but it doesn't actually get anybody underneath the turret perfectly, and they can't capitalize.
Yeah, that's going to be another tier 1 going down. Here's that replay once again.
Yeah, comes through. Watch this. Because Matt has aggro, he comes out, Matt flashes it. Matt knows that Zig is gunning for him and immediately disengages, and the turret aggro is just juggled beautifully here. And you can see Lurlo picks it up, they get the stun, and he walks away, and now they're looking for Phoenix.
Yeah, might have been looking for a gank in the mid lane. Zig running through, only level 3 right now, not even able to land that taunt.
Yeah, they ended up losing a lot off of that. You look at the gold, 2.5k this early on in the game is insane. They lost a turret, they lost 3 kills, first blood going over to TL. Everything's in their hands at the moment, and the only person who wasn't a part of that was Phoenix.
Yeah, they are going to try to rush down this quick Drake, though, as Team Liquid recall. They've got some damage on Sentinel. He has yet to complete a recall, so this is a very greedy play, but Team Liquid, they're going for the recall. They can't contest this.
Gate's going to have to tank it for a little bit. Cloud Drake is actually the highest DPS Drake on a single target because dragons do 7%, I believe, of your HP in physical damage.
Yeah, max out.
And it has the fastest attack speed. It's like 0.25 or something.
Half the attack speed of
or it's 1.0, right? It's 1.0. All the other dragons are 0.5, and then Mountain is 0.25.
It's half as fast.
Yep.
However, on the answer, though, Team Liquid, once again, taking the early Rift Herald. We'll see if this goes back over to Lorlo.
Yeah,
Team Liquid seem to have finally found their stride.
I think you take a 20-minute Rift Herald buff over a Cloud Drake any day of the week.
Oh! Woo. Missed it by that much.
It's just a
They're
warning
so
shot.
sneaky. They're so sneaky.
Yeah, those things dodge a lot better than most players.
The old River Shen. But again, that's Rift Herald buff. Glimpse of the Void on Lorlo. This time it's going to last until about the 27-minute mark. And back in the solo lane, 2 levels up, nearly twice the CS of former teammate Zig.
Yeah. Looks like Zig showing up and going after Gate. It ended up definitely backfiring. He blew his TP there. Didn't blow his flash. And he's definitely at a disadvantage here in this matchup, especially with Rift Herald now on Lorlo.
Yeah, you can see just waiting for it to fully charge up before zoning Zig away. Blue buff looks to be stolen away by Dardoch. This is very aggressive. He's going to run away to that Scuttle buff. He has got Smite, but it's picked up by Sentinel.
It went down to 8. That was,
Yeah, Dardoch actually smited.
yeah,
He missed it by 8.
yep. A little miscalculated.
Meanwhile, the other blue buff is going over towards Phoenix's Azir, already 16 CS ahead of Slushie, just in the passive laning phase.
Yeah, and it's not honestly a huge deal that the blue buff is not on Slushie. Blue buff just gives him cooldown reduction and then I believe 15% more AP.
Yeah.
Doesn't need the mana regen at all. It's not like an Anivia or even an Azir that definitely needs mana early because you don't really invest in items that have that regen. Pretty much get 2 Dorans and you are content with that. I guess you're forced to be content with that.
Yeah. And it looks like he is going to go for that Spirit Visage first on that Vladimir, so he will be able to take more harass from Phoenix as the lane progresses. Meanwhile, Mash is on the bottom side of the map here trying to catch this large wave of minions. He doesn't have a tier 1, and with Dardoch heading down there, Lorlo with his teleport, you talked about it in the previous game, when you've got a big wave, you use it.
Yeah, it's a setup for something. If you don't use it, then you're not using the last minute and a half that you set it up with. So they're going to try to shove it all the way into the turret. If they can get a kill here off of a dive.
There's Dardoch, slow misses along with the culling. Dardoch doesn't land the cocoon as Gate flashes to dodge the spell.
Still, successful gank if you get that flash out of Gate.
Slushie continuing to catch these minions in the mid lane, just taking so much harass from Phoenix.
He's trying to dodge these soldiers, but Phoenix is just having them skirt in front of him, through him constantly. And that's going to be a back for Slushie.
Yeah, yet another.
Oh, no. He's going to walk forward because
differential
it's being
opening.
shoved fast. Okay.
Yeah, looks like Team Liquid decided not to pressure bottom anymore. They're allowing Mash to catch this wave. Sentinel on the opposite side, though. He's going to be spotted out, spotting Lorlo. They both get vision of each other, I suppose, and disengage. Lorlo has been hard shoving that top lane. 17 CS ahead on his own. It's a 3,500 gold lead for Team Liquid. 10 minutes in.
Yeah, and they have all the opportunities to grow this as well. As soon as they hit that first item power spike over P1, I expect them to push it even harder.
And Matt grouping up with Fabi and Dardoch. They're shoving now down towards the mid lane. Here's that wave clear that you talked about. Not working out too quick for Phoenix1. Don't know if Team Liquid are done just yet as Dardoch roaming around in the jungle. It's going to be cleansed out. Dardoch
Little
does
has
get
aggro.
under turret range, yeah.
There we go.
Little zealous, little overzealous.
Yep, still kind of tickles him still. Almost has the Ravenous Hydra completed. And that's what we're looking for here is those first item power spikes for TL.
Yeah, so once again, Team Liquid take an early advantage in this game.
Oh, it's a large early advantage as well.
Oh. They're going to find Phoenix. Bit of damage is going to trade down onto Matt with the Unbreakable. He actually gets a Hemo Plague, flashes the wall. Slushie chases. There's a Stand United. Slushie's trying to go in. Let's see if he can, but he's instantly stunned. Gets onto Fabi, but he can't follow it up. He finally gets 2 kills, in fact. And Phoenix1 take 2 kills and back away.
Yeah, Phoenix1 strike back, picking up 2 kills for themselves. And honestly, Zig coming through, very important, and landing that slow with the curtain call. This was actually really kind of ballsy here. But what they know is that Lorlo's on the top side of the map. The Stand United is going to come through faster. Ko's over the wall with the chase. Slushi saying, I'm going to keep going. Matt tries to hide in the bush. I'm already dead. Yeah, no. And they still find him anyway. But yes, the taunt comes through onto Fabi from Zig and locks him up and gets him killed as well.
Yeah, good fight from Phoenix1. These are the sorts of decisive plays that we've been looking for them to make as a team.
Yeah, and I think that the curtain call is going to be a really great thing for MASH moving forward in this game. I want to see him use it over and over again, and he's probably going to go for that because it's not going to be the Youmu's. It's going to be the Essence Reaver for cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
So that he can get more curtain calls early on. Youmu's does have CDR, but this seems to be the preference for him.
Going for that damage in controlled bursts. Phoenix is going to dodge away as Slushi and Gate pressure forward. Once again, in the exact same spot as last time, Phoenix1 group up. Now the Cloud Drake has spawned. This would be the second for Phoenix1. Fabi's farming a frozen wave on the opposite side of the map, and Lorlo no longer has teleport. This could be Phoenix1's opportunity.
Yeah, and if you look over at Zig, he has his teleport using the double globals. The Stand United was there previously. And so if they set up a play on the opposite side of the map, then P1 actually have an avenue to gain even more of an advantage for themselves and close this gap.
Oh, Lorlo. He's going to try to get this kill onto Zig, or just zone him away at the least. And Phoenix1 are going to take this Cloud Drake. They're going to take what they can here. This is the second and no answer from Team Liquid. Now they're actually going to try to invade here.
Oh, very, very healthy blue buff, but not anymore.
Dardoch is able to secure that blue buff for himself. That means it's not going over to Phoenix, though. Phoenix1, we often like to joke about it, but they're scaling.
Okay, we got late game, boys. And they do have a bit of late game here, but it's always against a Nazir, who's one of the best late game champions, but it is Vladimir, right? So it's kind of that toss-up there. Two very, very powerful mid laners, and as Slushi's build starts coming online, he'll start doing even more damage. Of course, he's got no AP in the tank. Health does convert to a little bit with his passive, but still, as soon as he starts getting more of those stats, he's going to be a complete wrecking ball on that backline.
Ooh, trying to get the 1-2 combo, Gate and Mash.
It's the trust W.
Yeah.
You hope he's going to make it.
Trusting my teammate to land the skill shot so I can follow up with the snare.
Yep.
He's actually maxing that second. Hasn't taken any points.
In trap, yeah.
In captive audience.
A lot of people don't take points in the captive audience. They max the deadly flourish second. Some people will put 1 point into the trap just so they can kind of litter the lane with the trap. And I also believe if you kill somebody, you know how their corpse turns into the the captive audience. It doesn't do that if you don't have a point in it.
Ah, well. Team Liquid. Oh, Dardoch going to go aggressive on the Gate. There goes the Stand United. He's got a shield. Dardoch might have gotten too deep. He still gets the kill and flashes the wall. Phoenix1 cannot collapse onto him fast enough.
Ooh. Oh, man. Dardoch gets away with murder there.
Yeah. Both in the literal and figurative sense. Lorlo now split pushing on the opposite side. Mash is going to be forced to try to clean this wave up. As that mid-tier 1 did go down, that's all 3 tier 1s for Team Liquid secured. They've got some vision on the blue buff now.
Yeah.
But here that is once again.
Gate too far forward, dodges the cocoon. Mash misses the W, throws out the Kurt. This is quite interesting because Gate flashes afterwards, still dies, and the curtain call is canceled by Mash after firing 2 shots because he thinks that Dardoch is going to run off to the left side. And speaking of Lorlo on Mash.
Ooh, flash auto secures the kill for Lorlo. Zig can't teleport in time.
Yeah, more flash is being burned even though they get taken out. Both Gate and Mash blew theirs and they still died right as the animation went off.
Just a bit unfortunate circumstance for Phoenix1, but that means Team Liquid have opened up the gold gap from 3,500 to about 5,000, only 6-7 minutes later. Zig is going to try to duel it out just a bit with Lorlo, but that's a Ravenous Hydra, not a Titanic. That's a lot of bonus AD on that Trundle, and despite not even having Subjugate, he doesn't even mind taking a few turret hits to bully it away. He's actually setting up for Dardoch, who's waiting. Oh, gosh.
Yep, just get him low. No Subjugate available, like you said. And just getting towards that turret. But on the opposite side, they're going to try to make a play here with 3 from P1 on the top.
Yeah, MASH is going to try to act as the bait, but
Yeah,
doesn't look like Team Liquid are falling for it.
it's actually a really good plan there. As soon as you have 2 people on the opposite side of the map, you know there can be 3 on the top side, so don't go for it. There's a possibility that they're there, so don't take the risk. Back off, wait, back, take your recall.
A very patient play out of Team Liquid's duo. Don't want to take any chances, though now this isn't so patient as they rush in to clear out some of the vision for Phoenix1. Oh, they should be able to trade wards there. Meanwhile, though, Phoenix and Fabi are hard, Phoenix and Dardoch are hard shoving this mid tier 2. And Lorlo already cleared out the bottom tier 2 over the sheer strength he has. Phoenix1 are slowly but surely hemorrhaging objectives as Team Liquid are just taking their time, setting up the waves, breaking down what they can.
Yeah, Team Liquid are constantly keeping pressure in every lane. Phoenix with his turret in the mid lane, Lorlo with his advantage in his Rift Herald on the bot side, and then the top is a little bit more kind of back and forth. They're not actually pushing it too hard, but now that they see the opportunity where it's just MASH, they push it up. It was kind of in that midpoint because they were making a play on the opposite side. And so now Dardoch is going to play between mid and top, and that's why they're more confident in pushing in the top side. And they have TP, so.
They are chasing forward. Lorlo waiting outside of vision so he doesn't get caught. Might look to collapse from behind on this tier 2. Drops the pillar and zones Slushie away. Doesn't even care about turret aggro as the second tier 2 turret falls. Phoenix1 cannot answer this brute strength advantage. That's now an 8,000 gold lead, more than doubled over 9 minutes.
Yeah, what Team Liquid are doing are they're making plays to take turrets, and that's why it's 5-1 right now, and 5-2 in kills because they'll get the kills. They got those kills bot side after the dive. They took that turret, then they transitioned mid. Phoenix eventually pushed out that mid lane turret, and they got that one, and then they just kept pushing it. So now you're seeing that once they start getting an advantage in a lane, they continue to push it down. And with that tier 2 in the mid down, that gives them so much room to operate. When the passive comes up from Phoenix, he can put it on that tier 2, and then you are free to go between top, bottom, anywhere you want. And especially since they don't have any tier 1s left, it's quite easy to actually make rotational plays for TL.
Play on the top side of the map. There's a stand united as Fabi is getting dove. He's going to go down to MASH as 4 members of Phoenix1 dive for 1 kill. They're going to be able to take a tier 1 as well, but they might be giving up the Cloud Drake on the opposite side of the map.
Oh no, their third Cloud Drake. But yes, they need turrets more than they need movement speed right now, more than they need the Drakes. And movement speed is all relative. If you have 2 Cloud Drakes and they have 1, it's totally fine to give it over. Get that turret. Look at the tier 2 as well. P1 may have come out big with that.
Yeah, they're actually shoving forward, and Team Liquid aren't responding quite fast enough. Here comes Matt. Lands some damage over the wall. Lorlo is there, too. He's caught by a bit of a slow. He's going to go in. They need to clear out the turret. Finally, it drops, but Team Liquid are ready to brawl. They've got Lorlo and Matt. Zig is in the front, tanking as
Phoenix.
Phoenix from behind with a 3-man wall. There's the respite. Unfortunately, Gate can't make it on. There's the hard reset. Fabi respawns to get revenge for his kill as Team Liquid clean up 3.
And P1, Zig's going to get caught here.
Oh, make that 4. Zig is caught by Dardoch on the escape path. He drops, not even giving him the execution kill. With 4 members dead, Team Liquid turn onto the Baron. They're going to shred through this thing.
Yep, it's only Slushie left. Slushie, where were you during that play? He is mid lane at the tier 2, and he is doing nothing. He is clearing out a minion wave. Your team set up a play on the top side of the map, and he is just sitting there. He doesn't have TP. He's Flash Ghost. Look at the minimap. He is just hanging out right there. You know where your team is going to be, and you have no way to join them. They're going to get outnumbered. Phoenix comes in from behind. This play, even if Gate doesn't make it in there, was already a bit of a lost cause just off of the numbers advantage. And that's the thing, is it's not even just numbers advantage. That was a 4-on-4. But Elise on the side helps them pick up the last kill. And it's just the sheer power, the flank that they had, and the fact that so much was used in the push by P1 to get to that point.
Yeah, very tragic play for Phoenix1. They finally take the initiative and make something happen after 20 minutes. And it is turned around rather deftly by Team Liquid. They've got 2.5 minutes now with that Baron buff still. We've already seen how much pressure they can put on all 3 lanes without it, but now Phoenix1 have got to be careful.
They have to be very careful, especially since their goals right now seem to be Zerg down people with a numbers advantage, and then they overextended the numbers advantage right here because you know that there's 2 members on the top side, and that in the bot side, Lorlo just keeps shoving in.
Yeah, trading with Zig, doesn't even care about the minions once again. Chunks him down to half health as Team Liquid, now they know to play around that numbers advantage. We'll see if they can adapt this, and if they don't let themselves get caught once again. As the top tier 2 goes down 6 turrets to 3, traps are being cleared, and Slushie overextends a lot.
Is Phoenix going to go for it?
Oh, man, he drops low flash, and Slushie is able to get out. Meanwhile, Team Liquid are already burning through the turret. Fabi gets some good damage before Mash zones him away. Meanwhile, Lorlo is still dueling it out with Zig. Subjugate was used a while ago.
Yeah, they're going to go rotate between top, mid, bottom. Mid goes down first here, and they've cracked this inhibitor turret. Looking at that inhib.
Yeah, that inhibitor looking very, very vulnerable. Team Liquid trying to break through. Fabi going for the black cleaver, says Mash. Here, this is how you do it now.
Slushie
goes in. He's going to try to force the fight. He's got to stand united, but he's going to, yes, there's the respite. Fabi's dancing around the back. Mash is firing off as best he can. Zig with a huge stun is going to be able to drop one. Do they have enough damage to follow it up? Zig is going to get caught. He drops as Team Liquid just have got the stats to chase it through. Lorlo catches onto Gate. He goes down to the Gatekeeper himself, and the inhibitor will fall.
And now topside has a wave. Baron buff on for 45 more seconds. Lorlo just tanks it up. So well played there from TL, but P1 actually played that incredibly well as well.
Yeah, this is going to be another inhibitor. No, they actually decide to back it out, playing it safe. Cocoon finds Slushie. He's going to eat a culling before finally being forced to back away.
Dardoch's doing a great job on this Elise with those cocoons. He's hitting Slushie when he wants to pool. Slushie does not have that Zonia's yet. He's already got his Spirit Visage as well as his Proto Belt, but it's not enough. You're going to see him walk forward. Kind of a tell here because they shield him. They throw down the Shen ultimate on him and then run straight forward, gets tagged, jumps forward, gets stunned, and then he has to pool. Ultimate comes through. Matt goes down, but there's no damage on these damage healers.
Yeah.
Phoenix, Fabi no mana, but they get to sit here and just whittle away at all of P1. Mash was too far back because he had just used Curtain Call, so he had to run up afterwards after Matt died, and it really took him too long to get there, and they were kiting back already, and the fight was pretty much won by TL at that point.
Yeah.
Have to get on Fabi and Phoenix.
Once again, trying to Zerg down, but Team Liquid, again, able to kite it out and turn that Zerg aggression into a quick 2-base macro. There's an old throwback. But now they're looking for this bottom inhibitor, the last inhibitor turret. Lorlo's on the other inhibitor in the top lane with teleport. No one can answer him anymore. Zig going straight back into the fountain, actually teleporting from behind.
Yeah.
Might be looking for a play as he tries to get caught in.
Go for
the
broke.
curtain call. Misses Phoenix. Oh, this is huge. They drop a turret. Sentinel goes low, forced to drop the respite. But Team Liquid are going to turn this around almost certainly. There's the Hemo Plague, but it's not enough to drop. Slushie, despite healing an enormous amount, finally goes down to Fabi. 5 versus 2. Team Liquid are going to break the base and try to end this game, taking a quick 2-0 over Phoenix1.
Yeah, 26 minutes in, these games have been decisive from Team Liquid. They get an early lead, and that's the ace for TL.
That is the ace. Team Liquid will be able to do it. They've got the minions, they've got the turrets, they've got the Nexus, and Team Liquid 2-0 Phoenix1, and they're now 2-0 in matches.
Dardoch giving himself a little bit of a round of applause there. Both matches had Lorlo, Dardoch, and Phoenix deathless.
Yeah.
And only the bottom lane, only Fabi and Matt had deaths in this series for Team Liquid. That's the duty right there. You are the bodyguards, you are the engaged. They are your main sources of damage, except this game, a little bit different. You know, Dardoch not on that same carry, but Fabi being introduced to the lineup.
Yeah.
It seems to be a great fit for them, but also for Piglet, who's on the bench right now, this is not unfamiliar territory.
Yes.
Piglet had previously been benched for Keith last year to kind of light a fire under him and make him motivated again. And we don't know if this is a back and forth thing yet. We don't know how Fabi's fitting in with them. We don't know if it's something to motivate Piglet. There's very little details about this. It was very sudden and announced, so it's like what is this Team Liquid lineup going to be looking like moving forward?
You can see Fabi going down and shaking hands right now, feeling good about his first LCS debut performance, 2-0. Getting to shake as many hands as he likes. That's a big old smile. Slushy, though, filling in for Pyrian. Not quite able to turn his team around, still having the sort of trying to get the commanding fight. What we saw from Phoenix1 was they were looking for those Zerg plays time and again, but they just weren't quite able to convert it. You can see Piglet in the background there.
Yeah, you can see Fabi. That's not stunt, by the way.
Yes, that is stunt tourism.
He does his own, apparently.
Yeah.
Having David, their Team Liquid Academy coach, jump on him and be like, yeah, man, that's my boy. Team Liquid Academy, he graduated.
So now Team Liquid, they've won their past 2 matches. They've actually won their past 4 games.
Yeah.
This isn't no longer a morale win. This could be the start of something for them.
Yeah, and here's the thing is it was against P1, right, which is right now sitting at the bottom of the standings, 0-5, and it's not looking too much better for them. Their roster's still up in the air at the moment, and if we're looking at the team that they had beaten previously as well, it's
Echo Fox.
It's Echo Fox, and
Last
it's like,
weekend.
honestly, these teams are kind of struggling right now. So Team Liquid, sure, they're proving that they're not a bottom team, but they need to prove that they are a top team moving forward, that they can compete with teams like TSM, like Immortals, like even CLG.
This is a very similar sort of start to the split from what we saw in spring. So the hope is that they will continue to play well.
Yeah, but if you keep hitting the reset button on your team every time something like that happens, right? They didn't have any roster changes. They came in with the exact same roster that they ended with, and then there was a period of regression where they seemed like things weren't working. There was some conflict. So getting all of those things off to the side, figuring it out, and being able to actually move forward, because it's week 3.
Definitely is time to get it up.
Shape
but
up.
now, before we finish the day, Freak has the gatekeeper himself ready for an interview.
Hey, thank you very much. Yes, great cast of the day, by the way. I am here with Fabi, the one and only, the gatekeeper. You got cheers from the audience. So this is your first LCS match. How did it feel to play on stage like this?
This is actually pretty nerve-wracking. Well, game 2 especially, but game 1 I felt good. Like, it didn't feel as nerve-wracking until it actually got to game 2. But I actually enjoyed playing on stage. It was fun.
That's good. So what was, I saw, first of all, your teammates kind of photobombed you a second ago, and everyone was like crowding around you, hugging you at the very end there. Piglet was up there with a big smile on his face. So what's it like playing with Liquid when you're also on TLA and you're kind of bouncing back and forth?
I mean, there's a lot to learn from both teams, which is mainly why I like enjoy doing this. Like, sometimes going 1 week here, 1 week there. Like, there's more to learn from both teams. Like, not just one. It gives us that much more, like, of an experience, I guess. You know, I want to see how I would do on stage.
And you got that opportunity. I know yesterday Loco tweeted out like, hey, Fabi wanted to have a chance to play on the stage. Here he is. You know, it's not like Piglet's Bench or anything. So you know, kind of tell me sort of what had that sort of happened? Why was that choice sort of made to finally give you a chance?
It was mainly because I want experience on the stage. You know, I've been playing a challenge for maybe like 2 years or so, and I never really got time to actually, you know, play on the stage. So I asked them, they let me, and it was fun.
It definitely was. So how did it feel then? I mean, you said you were nervous, whatnot, but do you feel like you put the right foot forward? Do you feel like you played well enough? You wish you did more? What'd you feel after the match?
I wish I was like less nervous for game 2. I felt good game 1, but overall, I probably just want to feel less nervous around on the stage. You know, more games would probably do that. But yeah, that's my main thing right now about it.
Yeah, sure thing. Practice definitely would help. But Fabi, congratulations. 2-0 victory. Definitely doesn't suck. So thank you very much for the interview. Good luck with the rest of the season. And now we're going to throw it over to the analysts to talk about that a little bit more.
Thank you very much, Freak. Fabi's going to be very happy to walk away from his first LCS match with a victory, a 2-0 at that, as well as the rest of Team Liquid, who are very much in need of wins right now at the beginning of the split, and in the face of the last place team. Right? Again, this isn't necessarily an unexpected result, but good to see from this roster that they did it quickly.
Yeah, Freak said it best. Losing doesn't suck. In fact, it's like really good to win games.
Right.
And that's what Team Liquid need to do, right? They started the season slow, but they have an opportunity to have a perfect week. They've already gotten Phoenix1 out of the way. They play Energy next, and things are looking up. I mean, I think that Energy game is going to be actually really fun because I think Santorin is playing extremely well this split, and so is Dardoch. So I'm really looking forward to like a jungle showdown there. But just to get back to Team Liquid, like they took care of business. They did what they needed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's dive into it just real quick. I mean, in that 2-0, this victory here came as quickly as the first one did, if not even a little bit faster and a little bit more dominant. We saw that early lane swap come out, and again, Phoenix1 still seem to be plagued by some issues around macro game where they're slow in that lane swap. It then forces a beautiful turret dive bot lane out of Team Liquid. And as we pull that up, we'll run through it. But 3-0 at 5:15 into the game, hard to come back
This
from.
is exactly what you want to do against a team that is not as practiced as you are. Dardoch, they already had a lead in the lane swap, but he jumps in early on Elise. They had the turret aggro on Matt initially, and then it switched to Elise, which is actually more than you could ask for. Like, it's the absolute perfect turret bouncing, so that's why when the teleport comes in, they essentially get 3 kills while only having to put 4 people down there, and that could not have gone better. But what we don't get to show on that replay is the fact that they had already pulled substantially ahead in that lane swap, which was able to set up that situation, and the Kindred had shown in the top lane as well, so that made it even smarter of a dive.
Yeah, a couple mistakes for Phoenix1. Team Liquid quick to capitalize on them. About 2.5K gold lead very early on in the game there. And that, you know, I remember turning to around the 15-minute mark and being like, does this feel slow? And then, you know, but then realizing, no, it doesn't actually feel slow.
They haven't finished their first major item yet, Dash, so give them some time.
Give them some time. I was like, why is Team Liquid taking so long to close it? Oh, it's 15 minutes into the game.
You're like the disapproving Asian parent in like the 2nd grade. Why aren't you in college yet? Like, come on, man.
Where's that degree?
They're doing great. Straight A's.
No, but yeah, so Team Liquid playing that one relatively smart. I mean, Fabi did mention, though, for himself individually that he felt a little nerves there in Game 2, whether it was the nerves of just wanting to close the series out and you know, kind of put the cement on it or not. There definitely were still a few mistakes from that Team Liquid squad that they need to clean up, but overall, an impressive performance in that they did it as quickly as they did while bringing Fabi in, and Phoenix, of all people, who will snag our Player of the Game honors one more time here in Game 2, 2-0-9 on that Azir, is stepping up his performance in comparison to previous games.
Oh, my goodness. He had such a bad week when they were losing, and now his 2 Azir games. We're going to see what he has to do when he's not on Azir, but you can't punish the guy because, like, oh, it's his best champion. It was supposed to crush the game. Well, no, he crushes the game. He did it in both games, most damage, deathless. He had a spectacular series.
Yeah, on the side of Phoenix1 to close out the series, of course, this is going to be a tough loss for them to stomach yet again. Still swapping players within the series itself, so a lot of trouble there on that roster. However, a few glimmers of good play here and there. We did see them with a nice pick and tower dive in the top lane, and then 2 turret take. Of course, that did get turned on them because they weren't quite quick enough, but they are still looking for those plays to get back into the game, even if they are down 8K gold.
And if you're Phoenix1, I think you have to use Spring Split Echo Fox as a bit of an example. It's a team that like looked pretty grim for a while as they were still swapping out the roster, but when they finally got their core team together, they were able to excel a little bit. And you can actually see, like, obviously it sucks for Phoenix1 to lose, but when they are losing, they're not like taking it super hard because they know how ridiculously difficult their situation is, so they're not really expecting to win. I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, you should obviously kind of want and expect to win, but I mean, come on. They don't have the guys to do it right now.
Right, the right attitude, and given the circumstances that they're in. We'll continue to watch those guys develop. And now that the series is over, let's take a look at some of the moments you at home called out on social media as the biggest plays from tonight's games. First up, at KTechX1 tweeted out that Sneaky with the 6 snipe. Let's take a look.
Gravity well is in, but it's not enough damage. Soldiers come through, the flash of the wall, and Sneaky with the long-range snipe takes him down. Cloud9 crushing it.
I mean, so really that was, as you mentioned, the first kill that Sneaky picked up in that game, very much the gold he needed to kind of get rolling on that Jhin and be a threat.
Yeah, and earlier on in that play, we were kind of commenting on how fast Bjergsen was because he ghosted and he also had the double upgrade on his X-Core, so he was just like zooming around. And when he flashed over, like, wow, I can't believe he got out of it. Wait, no, he's dead.
No,
because he was going so fast, the camera like barely caught him, and then Sneaky obviously had him in his sights.
Yeah, in live, Sneaky's completely off stream. So I was like, how did he die? To Jhin of all people. You get the replay, you see that there he is. Mastery that champion. He has put in an insane amount of hours on that champion. I remember seeing him stream it on, you know, hours end.
First major Jhin adopter for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, then a tweet from Lol Brada from Game 3 of that series. That Shurima shuffle by Bjergsen was amazing.
Jensen's going to be next, burning down the death, and Haunter gets him 2 for 0 so far. Media's going to be next up easily. Popped across the wall. They've caught impact as well. This is surely going to be the game. A triple kill already. Make that a 4th now picked up for double it.
He's dead. No flash. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Get shuttle.
Chase, chase, chase. Trundle, trundle, trundle. Don't flash, don't flash. Go right side, go right side. End the game, end the fucking game.
Guys.
That was great. That was a great capper to the moment.
Yeah, the most like crazy thing about Azir is you and I talk about it when we watch Azir lane. We're just like, man, that looks so obnoxious to play against.
Right.
I wish I could do that. Because like when you watch someone who's like really good at Azir, it's like, man, it's so easy. Why would not everyone do this? And then you try and pull it off in game, and it's like impossible.
Right.
So it's always impressive to watch the best players and how smooth they are in executing.
I was going to say, they're so fluid. And that was a moment where you look at it and you go, well, okay, if Meteos and Impact can get out of this along with Bunny Fufu, and they've got 3 up with Baron, maybe they keep themselves in the game. Bjergsen just removes all hope from the equation with a very quick thinking
like,
ultimate.
All the way. Like,
and over the wall,
he was
too.
like basically from the Scuttle Crab to the Triber. Azir is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was gross. That guy's too good at League of Legends. Anyway, with those 2 series completed, let's have a look at the updated NALCS standings. Now alone on the top is our 5-0 TSM. Now Team Envy is 1 win behind, followed by Immortals, and then Cloud9 to round out the top 4. 5 teams are in the middle of the pack with 1 or 2 match wins, and Phoenix1 remains at the bottom of the standings. Now, we're all tapped out for tonight, but the rest of the weekend is full of LCS games for your viewing pleasure. Make your way back here tomorrow for 4 series featuring a match where Envy defends their spot against Immortals on NALCS 1. And over in the Battle Theater, you can watch Counterlogic Gaming taking on an Echo Fox squad. I mean, that Envy Immortals matchup is a huge test for Envy.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to see Immortals do well again, like, I would love to see a 5-0 Envy up against a 5-0 TSM on Sunday to invalidate tonight's match of the week pick, because clearly it would be the 2 undefeated teams, but we can't see the future.
I mean, there's a litany.
I was pretty happy with the C9 TSM.
Litany of good matchups this week.
Oh, it's next week, sorry, that Envy plays TSM, so
okay.
we need to wait. I just want to see them stay undefeated until they play each other.
Overall, they play the next 4 games, right, are Immortals, Cloud9, CLG, and TSM. So you've got, they play the other 3 top 4 teams, and then CLG, who we still expect a lot out of that team, even though they haven't necessarily put up the numbers quite yet.
Yeah, it's just, Envy obviously is this untested team, and this is their first big test. Immortals has looked shaky at times, and like Huni versus Seraph is actually really exciting with the way they're both approaching the game this split.
All right, well, plenty of games on the docket for tomorrow. Tonight, though, that's going to do it for us. Now for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
It's the North American powerhouses Cloud9 and TSM. They're facing off in a match of the week. Jensen does get double bombed into the queue, into everything. He's just going to get blown up.
Such a good double bomb there by Bjergsen.
We go here. Burn no flash, burn no flash. TP on Ash, TP on Ash, TP on Ash. Look right side. I'm ulting Peter. I'm fine. Peter, die.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you're ulted. Yo, Shen, no flash. Nice. I'm on Ash. Look at Victor. Kill Victor. Nice.
TSM in control the entire time. Well is in, but if not enough damage, soldiers come through the flash of the wall, and sneaky!
Keep going.
Get shuttle.
Chase. Trundle. Don't flash. Go on side. End the game. End the fucking game.
C9 did pick up a game win, but TSM definitely the better team today.
This split, we were just talking about ourselves, like, wow, what is TSM? Like, what is the team that TSM represents? And it's a high-risk, aggressive team, you know, Baylife.
He goes back in, but he goes too far. He's actually able to get a kill as Zig hops in as well.
On Shen. We're hitting Shen. Hacker. Protect Babby. Nope. Hacker.
On
Shen flashed. I'm gonna go for Nami. Nice. Okay, just end.
And here they go. Yeah, Max with no flash is the first target. First blood for Dardoch.
All right, turns off everyone. I'm hitting Shen.
I have pillars still.
Yeah, I'm hitting Shen.
Let's Shen tank. Okay, I'm backing out.
Nice.
Good shit.
Tanking is Phoenix from behind with a 3-man wall. There's the respite. Unfortunately, Gate can't make it on. There's the hard reset. Babby respawns to get revenge. And Team Liquid 2-0 Phoenix1.